Shinpei has dreams about the incident that led to Ushio's death and how So tries to revive Ushio by administering first aid. After that, Shinpei wakes up on the boat heading toward Hitogashima, bumps into the same woman, and she slaps him once more. Given that it appeared as though he had a bad dream, she wonders if he is okay. Shinpei thinks of the woman from the forest and asks her if she has ever been shot by a handgun, which makes her even more curious about whether or not he is okay. Shinpei sees July 22nd on his phone. But he remembers going to Hirako on July 23rd with Mio. Then, Shinpei recalls the mystery horror novel Swamp Man, in which a young girl believes her friends and family have been replaced by copies. Because he fell asleep while reading the book, he believes he had this nightmare. Shinpei felt as though he had already experienced this moment upon entering the island. Shinpei notices that the bike brake wire has been cut when Mio arrives to greet him and falls in the water in the same manner. After that, Shinpei goes to Ushio's funeral, where he has the same day as before. He begins to believe that shadows do exist as he experiences flashes of what is going to happen. In the wake of cooking curry, Shinpei chooses to go out to take some natural air while thinking about the cut brake and in the event that somebody really attempted to kill Mio. He then overhears Tetsu, a police officer, who is standing in front of the house and sees Mio. Because Mio ought to be inside and was no longer dressed in her school uniform, Shinpei finds it odd. Tetsu is then killed by Mio, who stabs him multiple times with a kitchen knife, revealing that Mio is a shadow. After that, a flash occurs, and a shadow emerges from Shadow Mio's shadow before transforming into Tetsu. The dead Tetsu was disfigured and the Shadow Tetsu touched him, causing a second flash. Shadow Mio informs Shadow Tetsu that he is now the police officer Tetsu Totsumura. Tetsu realizes that she has not yet killed the real Mio and taken her place after Mio asks him to give her his gun as he assumes his role. Mio explains that her morning attempt was unsuccessful and that if she sent her to the hospital, it would be simpler to kill her. Shadow Mio says, as she grabs the gun, that she can't kill her now or everyone will hear the gunshot and just be doing scouting for today. In that instant, So calls Shinpei, promising to do so earlier at the funeral. Mio finds Shinpei and stabs him in the neck as his phone vibrates. Tetsu wonders if Mio will imitate Shinpei as he bleeds out, but she starts to explain that Shinpei is already something and he can't hear the rest. After that, Shinpei begins to float above his body. He is then taken somewhere else, but he hears Ushio's voice as he travels, telling him to be careful and protect Mio. On July 22nd, Shinpei then steps on Hitogashima and wakes up. He stops her by standing in front of the bike, knowing that Mio will fall into the water. However, he falls into the water and Mio jumps to save him because he can't swim. In another location, Hizuru, the woman in the glasses, takes notes while upside down from a tree and recording herself. She talks about what she ate and how long it has been since she arrived on Hitogashima. Additionally, Hizuru explains that she is able to think more clearly while upside down because more blood enters her brain. She comments on Shiori's rightful place among the people and promises to keep an eye on him for the time being. Shinpei calls Tetsu that evening, notifying him of a fight and sending him somewhere else so he doesn't run into Shadow Mio. After that, Shinpei considers what to do. In order to make more room on his phone, he uninstalled all unnecessary apps and set his phone to record outside the house in order to film Shadow Mio. Shinpei is aware that his right eye has changed color, but he does not know when. Stressed over Mio, he winds up looking in the washroom, yet winds up hit with the shower head in the face for looking. Shinpei takes his phone out of his bag in the morning. After that, he goes to Mio's room, shows her the recording, and tells her that a shadow showed up last night, observed Mio, and is there to kill her. Shinpei claims that 3 days prior to the incident, Ushio also saw her shadow. Mio agrees, believing that Ushio had informed him of this. Then, Mio thinks that a shadow killed Ushio.